Hello everybody and welcome back to another deck profile. I'm a couple days late on this one. I'm trying to get an upload out every Monday, and this past Monday was Labor Day, so I was busy then. And yesterday I also was busy with some things, so I didn't really get a proper opportunity to record a video to get out to you guys. However, today I did have some free time, and I decided that this would be a great time to actually do another deck profile. And I want to do a deck that I actually been playing the last couple of years and had a lot of fun with. It's not very competitive, but again, I just find enjoyment out of it, and that is Phantasm Spiral. Phantasm Spiral is a deck that was actually introduced in, I believe it was Maximum Crisis, and it is based around a retrain of Spiral Serpent into its newer form, Phantasm Spiral Dragon, which is a worm monster, also debuting with the other worm monsters of the True Draco variety. This deck primarily focuses on vanilla monster beatdown, using the equip spells to get out your Phantasm Spiral Dragon, and then using your field spell to generate advantage, and also using the traps to just be a nuisance to your opponent. So with that being said, let's jump right into the video. For starters, we are running 2 Phantasm Spiral Dragon, 3 Megalo Smasher X, 3 Sabersaurus, 3 Pacifist of Phantasm City, 1 Magical Midbreaker Field, 1 Terraforming, 1 Set Rotation, 3 Unexpected Die, 3 Fossil Dig, 3 Pot of Duality, 3 Extravagance, 1 Upstart Goblin, 2 Phantasm Spiral Grip, 1 Wave, and 1 Crash, 1 Heatwave, 1 Metaverse, 2 Sea Stealth Attack, 3 Phantasm Spiral Battle, 1 Spiral Power, and 1 Skill Drain. As for the extra deck, this is just a suite of monsters to run for Extrav. And if you're ever in a position to where summoning any of these out is beneficial, that's usually the last turn of the game, or you're just losing pretty bad. So, to start things off more than anything, this deck is all about running normal monsters. Phantasm, or Pacifist of Phantasm City, is all about how whenever you summon a normal monster, you can add any one Phantasm Spiral card from your deck to your hand. And on top of that, if your opponent resolves a card effect, you can then special summon out a token to your side of the field, which also facilitates you searching. This is extremely good, as you can imagine, as you can just generate your advantage off of your opponent just playing the game, and then that helps you push for game on that next turn whenever you have your equip spells added, or you're able to clear pathways with your traps. One thing to note about your trap cards with the in archetype name is that they're all effectively hand traps while you have Pacifist on the field, or rather Umi specifically, but like most sea-based spell card or field spells, it is treated as Umi while on the field. Essentially, Phantasm Spiral Battle, while you control a normal monster and Umi is on the field, you can activate this from the hand and then pop any one card your opponent controls on the field, and then you can banish it from the graveyard to equip all equip cards to one normal monster you control. And then Phantasm Spiral Power is effectively an infinite impermanence that also decreases attack value, and then when it's banished, you can equip any normal monster you control with an equip spell from your hand or graveyard. All of your equipped spells have different effects that let you actually special summon out your Phantasm Spiral Dragon upon a certain activation requirement. Spiral Battle effectively gives your normal monster plus 500 attack, and then burns for 1,000 if it destroys something by battle, and then special summons out your dragon. Wave lets any of your normal monsters survive one battle that it would die to, and then if it survives during the end of the battle phase, you can special summon out your dragon and then rip a card out of your opponent's hand. And Crash lets your normal monster inflict piercing battle damage, and then if you destroy an opponent's monster with this, or inflict battle damage with this, you can then switch an opponent's monster from attack to defense mode and then special summon out your dragon. I find Grip to be the most valuable of this one, but any of them work, and because they're not too far away, you only really need to run 1 and the 2 of this. And going on to the dragon itself, we're running 2 because oftentimes having that second one is really nice because it really helps you push for game, and again, because all your equipped spells special summon it, you have easy access to this. And many times I've found that really 1 is not enough to really hard push for game, and by the time you summon a third one, you're already like, now you're just overkill, and the third one just really isn't necessary. So I find 2 to be the perfect number, as that really gives you the most balance between consistency of being able to run other cards, but also getting damage on board. This is very healthy at a 2 of. As for why we're running the dinosaur package over something like Tenki, really between your cards like Sea Stealth Attack, which protects your field spell, Skill Drain, which obviously we're running only normal monsters, or we only care about our normal monsters, so this is a really good Floodgate-esque. And having our equipped spells, we really need space in the spell trap zone to work with in order to actually operate. So running the dinosaurs is just a much more proficient method than running Tenki with the Beast Warriors, even if the added attack value would seem to be a little bit more beneficial. Not to mention Megalo Smasher X is just a little bit more in theme with the sea-based thing, so if you're into that sort of thing. As for Unexpected Die, Fossil Dig, it's self-explanatory. We're just trying to get our vanilla monsters out without just overdoing the normal monsters having access to the ones that we matter most, which is the 1900 and 2000 Beat Stick. And then Extravagance Upstart can just simply be described as just drawing in and seeing our field spell, or making it more likely to see our field spell. Same thing with Terraforming Set Rotation Metaverse. Again, we really just want to see our field spell. Also, we use Magical Midbreaker Field because this is a really good way to lock our opponent out of their field spell effectively completely without having to waste a resource to pop their own field spell. And on top of that, it also makes all of our monsters, or every monster on the field, not targeted or destroyed by card effects, which is fine for us because we're aiming to really just run them over by battle anyways. Only thing to really go over after that is pretty much Heatwave. Heatwave essentially is just a really nice floodgate. I find 3 to be a little cloggy, but at the same time it also just hard floods your opponent out of the game, albeit at the cost of a -1. So if you want to run this at 3, I really am not too against that. I just like to run 1 because this gives me access to a little bit more flexible options for other tech card choices to run, but you can do so with what you like. So I would go over the combos and like the deck profiles and whatnot, but primarily what you're really just doing is that you're looking at your hand and you're trying to see what you have. And just to play a couple of test hands here pretty much. So with this hand already, what I can see is doing this. So I'd want to get my field spell, obviously. And then I would want to obviously activate that. And then I can use Fossil Dig here, sort of as a bait. It doesn't really matter what order you do this in with this hand, given that we have Unexpected Die and Fossil Dig, but in this case we are going to get the Megalo Smasher X. And now I'm going to activate the Unexpected Die to get out another Megalo Smasher X, and then off of this we can then get a trap card, which again we can grab the Phantasm Spiral Battle, which effectively operates as a hand trap because we have the field spell up and its activation requirements are met because we do control a normal monster. Now we don't want to normal summon this guy because we want to be able to use this search effect on our next turn, and this gives us a guaranteed follow-up. And because this is a hard once per turn, obviously you want to just kind of pre-plan that and just be like, I can save this for my next turn just so that way I can then normal summon this and then search out what I need then and go +1 then, rather than just getting this on the board now and being vulnerable and not giving herself really what little follow-up we do tend to have depending on how our opponent plays. But from this point what we can do is we can set the Sea Stealth Attack and pass, and then from this point on our opponent would play the game, and when they resolve a card effect we could special summon a token, search out again, and then we can even activate our Sea Stealth Attack to protect our Pacifist, and then we would move on to our next turn. Maybe we pop something with Phantasm Spiral Battle, and already now we can immediately rip our Pot of Extravagance, just ban 6 cards. We don't care about our extra deck in any capacity. And now we just kind of drew a little dead. We don't want to activate Pot of Duality here, as we do want to special summon in theory. But now from here we can just normal summon, and then we can search out anything that we need because we want to deal damage to our opponent and special summon off of that. We can then just do our Crash, equip it with that, move into the battle phase, and then attack. And now we want to activate its effect, to which we can special summon out of the deck our other Phantasm Spiral Dragon. And then we can attack with that. And then we can attack with this. And then that's the general gist. So just be kind of mindful and set yourself up properly and sort of play around your opponent. There really isn't so much combo ability as there is of properly understanding just kind of how exactly you're playing the game. Really, this is much more reactive and much more based around just hitting your opponent in the right choke points and then being able to properly stop your opponent. As we also could have searched something like power off of city had we gotten that token out, and then we'd have effectively an infinite permanence that drops attack value available to us there, which can also be pretty major depending on our matchup. So that is going to be it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. You have a good rest of your day.